Hey buzz, welcome back to Metal and welcome to the next episode reaction of JOJO'S, alright? I did not realize, one, how much I was gonna like Weather Report, and two, I forgot this is where we goddamn left off. Right here next to the priest. What's gonna happen? Oh wait, I need subtitles. And you guys know what subtitles are. Unknown ass. Very cool.
空城ジョリーンだ。
Yeah.
ラングラーじゃない。奴は失敗してリスクはこの女が持っていると考えていいの
Oh,
か。
he fucking knows.
そして中庭には数分後、何者かが受け取りに来る。
あれはこの刑務所内教会士の神父。
Okay, so there's two ways he can play this. And obviously it's probably most likely gonna be like he's gonna play stupid or play like he's gonna just go play the priest card, right? He's not gonna like let them know that he's a stand user. Stendoskaya. Excuse me. So I think that's the safest route, unless he wants to fight both of them right now, which honestly, if he's strong enough, he could, unless his stand isn't really a aggressive stand type. So we'll see.
なぜこんなところに。
He's praying.
バレたか。いや、この私を敵と思うのなら、すでに攻撃してきているはず。
That's right.
待て、神父様。お願い。その警報ボタンを押さないで。
Okay, very good.
私は騒ぎや問題を起こそうとしているわけではないの。
Look at that. It automatically puts her into the defensive, you know? You gotta act quickly on your feet, because otherwise she's a smart cookie, and she's gonna crunch. You know? You know what I mean? So, like, if he gives her anything to latch onto, she will latch onto it, which is basically me and Imperio. As I'll keep calling him. So the second that he reaches for this thing, he puts her in like, oh fuck, I gotta make sure he does not pull this lever. Because if he does that, that changes everything. So it automatically sets the tone for him. So honestly, great call on his half.
近くに他に誰かいるのでは。
Say no.
いえ、一人です。
Alright, I think that's good.
神父様に嘘をついた。
That's fine.
でもこのくらいの嘘、許されるはず。
Small fib. A small little fib. I wonder where fib comes from. You know, because we mostly use lie, but fib is like a more wholesome approach to like, I'm just telling a little fib. Just a little fib. You know what you know what I mean? But like otherwise she called someone a stupid dumb bitch, didn't she? Or am I really taking that out of context? No, she said something rough. I remember she said something rough in the last episode. And now she's like, I'm just telling a little fib. She's being a little cutie patootie. Okay. But
行かせるしかない。
I
あ
thought
の
so.
ドラム缶の陰に誰かが潜んでい
You
る。
knew.
仲間がいるのなら、ここで私の正体、ホワイトスネークを見せてジョリーンを始末するわけにはいかん。
And now we know. See, this is why I love playing through things in my head. I know we talk, we yap a lot, you know, but that's our specialty. That's what we do here, right? We have a good time, and like again, the fun part about the show is figuring shit out because there's so much shit to figure. It's a big puzzle. This is a puzzle anime, you know, and it's just like, is it worth it? Do we do this? What's the repercussions of this? How will this affect this in the future? Why is that our father? You know, just like random stuff. And that, I find that extremely enjoyable because again, you can't do this in other kind of shows. That's it.
はい。
It's almost like, can you guess this joke, the stand user? Because like, it's almost like a thriller. But like, I don't know what to, like maybe call it a thriller, but like, I feel like it should be categorized under puzzle. Because like, if you think about other shows, like there's not that much, for lack of a better explanation, depth, as in like, there's not a lot of planning and things to kind of figure out and stuff like that. You know, you watch Dragon Ball Z, I feel like you're just like, all right, how are we going to kick this bitch in the face? And that's really just what it's going to come down to. But in this, it's a lot of like, what is the plan here? You know what I mean? But also, I haven't watched like a lot of the newer Dragon Ball Z anyway. I also haven't seen One Piece, but I potentially want to watch One Piece with you guys when the new one comes out. Not the show, well, yes, the show. We'll get there. The new animated one.
中庭へ行けばわかると。
Let me see. Turn around.
お前ここへの通行証は持っているのか。
What the fuck? Oh. It's such a cute little dolphin emblem on a highway for a guy holding a goddamn gun in the middle of a courtyard. Hey! Where's your super suit? You know, he's just fucking... Like, I don't think that's the correct protocol. of this situation. And right now we need to tell him that the priest sent us over. Okay. That was a crazy pause. That was fucking nuts. Well, you seem pretty happy with yourself, I think. We have to be fine.
エジプトから来たという時を止めることのできる男に出会い親しくなった。その男は突然私に言った。
What did he say to you?
天国へ行く方法が。
Oh my god, he's back. Oh my god, I'm so excited. Perhaps there is one way one could reach heaven. You think so? You look a little different here, Dio, I will say. This doesn't look like my regular Dio, but I'm happy to have this regardless. This is good. This refills me with energy.
精神の向かうところ、精神の力も進化するはずだ。そしてそれの行き着くところって意味さ。君なら。
What is going on here? How did you meet Dio? You know, and why are you two just like, what is this, a blunt rotation? What are we just chilling here for? What does he see in you exactly?
私の言っていることがわかると思うが、本当の幸福がそこにはある。天国へ行くことができればな。幸福とは無敵の肉体や大金を持つことや人の頂点に立つことでは得られないというのは分かっている。真の勝利者とは天国を見た者のことだ。どんな犠牲を払っても。
You seem so different looking. You don't even seem like Dio, to be honest. You look like him a little bit, but your face seems off. Unless it's just the art style, which it totally can be, because we haven't seen Dio since part 3. Right? So like this, I mean, it could be Dio.
私はそこへ行く。
具体的にそれはどんな方法なんだ。
それは一冊のノートに記録してある。今度エジプトに来るといい。その時に君に見せよう。その方法を確かめるのに君の助けが必要だ。
You know, it'd be fucking crazy if Dio had this guy on fucking retainer after he like knew his stand ability, and he basically had him like always somewhere near him, either working as like a paramedic or something. So when Dio got killed, if he would ever get killed, this guy would take the CD out and keep his memories and soul and stuff and put it into somebody else. That would be fucking crazy.
奴の記憶にノートの内容がある。そしてついに手に入れたのだ。
Right?
奴の記憶を一緒に奪ってやった。ディオを超えたスタープラチナ。
Isn't that crazy?
ジョータロウはそれで肉体。
Isn't that crazy to think about? You know how Star Platinum is the stand that can defeat Dio after what, like 3 or 4 generations of people? I think it's technically 3. I just get a little iffy about because like technically Josuke is Jotaro's uncle. So would that make it like, you know, it'd go Jonathan, Joseph, technically Josuke, and then Jotaro, but Jotaro's technically older, but I just didn't know if the family thing like makes him a different like layer of family. You know what I mean? Through 3 or 4 layers of ancestry. So the fact that like Jonathan couldn't defeat him, and neither could Joseph. So like Jotaro was like, all right, I'm the teenager that's gonna bring this fucking old bitch down. And he fucking did. But
ディスクを守ることはできるだろう。そして君にまだ強い意志が残っているのなら切り抜けられるかもしれない。
1887年から
no, there's no fucking way. There is no way in hell that this is going to be a real thing. Between the years of 1887 and 1974 in Florida, USA alone, what? What could you possibly say?
1974年までの間にアメリカ・フロリダ州だけで50例以上
There were, sorry, I know he's going to say it technically. There were more than 50 reported cases of fish, frogs, snake, and sheep falling from the sky? Oh my god. That has to be like an animal transport plane or some shit like that, right? That's the only explanation. Fish, frogs, snakes, and sheep. What the fuck are you on about?
を停止させる。それが今、体液と共に飛び散っている。ホワイトスネーク。この能力はまさか天候を操るあいつの能力か。
I don't think so.
ウェザーリポート。記憶をなくしたはずのやつがドラム。
That would be fucking wild. If he can use his weather report to summon poison frogs from the fucking sky. What is this, Diablo 3? I could have never. It can't be him. There's no way, unless he's using air to capture a village, a city of poison dart frogs to bring it to a prison to drop it in the court. I know it's probably the case. It's just crazy to me.
缶の影に隠れていたのはあいつか。まずい、カードキーが。
I mean, it's not hitting her. These frogs are alive? Can we stop murdering hundreds and thousands of frogs right now?
おい、そこで出すんじゃない。待て、ヒップママ。67、71。一体これはどういうことなんだ。このカエルは助かった。
Sidebar. I need a quick sidebar. All right. How crazy is poison? That girl is poison. You know, like venom? Isn't it crazy that some creatures develop a liquid that they can make in their bodies to render enemies dead or paralyzed? Is that not fucking crazy? After watching like the history of the world, it's just like when you think about like things from its core, its creation, its like default, it's kind of wild. Things and people, creatures, places, everything's fucking crazy, dude. That's awesome. Things are awesome.
どこへ行くのだ。この鉄格子のスイッチを君が操作するだけだ。わかっています。でも責任とかあるかも。上の者に聞いてみないと。落ち着いて、落ち着くんです、神父様。
Okay, all right. So this kind of answers it a little bit. So the father, the father has a lot of respect, but he doesn't have mob control. So they don't see him as like, oh, he could do whatever the fuck he wants, which sometimes some people do. They're like, oh yeah, you could listen to that call, sure. But like for good reason. They just won't let him do whatever he wants. You'd be like, hey, open this fucking door that's raining poison frogs in here. And the guy's like, I need to ask a supervisor first. So obviously you don't have that much pull for your life to fucking matter. Wild.
群れ全体にはできないが、一匹ならお前の脳に命令できる。10メートル飛んだら破裂しろ。お前に命令する。
How the fuck is this going to help you? Okay. All right. So you basically can make Whitesnake can make blank CDs. And then you can say whatever you want that happens on that CD and put it into other people. Okay? Because he's like, I can command one frog. I can command people. I can command so you take the CD and you're like, hey, this is your fucking rule now. This is your code, basically. But he can also take it out of people. You can take your memories and your stand and insert other things. It's very interesting. It's got a lot of utility. If I was this guy, I would have like a stand. I would have a gun. I would have a shooter for this thing. A little CD shooter. Remember those guns from like the 90s that had the little foam circles that look like little donuts and you put them in. Remember those? That's what he needs.
いいじゃないか。空城城太郎のスタープラチナのディスク。さてあれはどうするか。
You should use it technically. I still am not crazy about this villain yet. You know, he just doesn't seem villainy enough for me. This feels like he could be a villain of a 3-part series. He's strong and he's a pain in the ass, but like he's not like we've had just some big powerhouses before. You know, we've had a serial killer. We've had a mob boss that has he's bipolar. We've had Dio for like 3 seasons. We had the Pillar Men. We've had like powerhouses. So now, like, I feel like we're scaling down. You know, that's it. Unless, like, again, like, we're going to discover stuff later, and maybe the stuff that's in Jotaro's head, which I don't know why he hasn't seen yet, or why we don't know the information, or maybe he does know the information. But I'm just kind of curious on, like, the actual end game for it all, or if it's really just to own this prison, because I just feel like we're slowly zoning in on an idea, and I shouldn't. We're zoning. It's getting a little smaller, I guess.
ジョリーンは始末したが放ってはおけない。扉は開きましたが連れて行ってください。神父様、どこです？神父様。
限界だわ。毒液をガードしきれない。離したディスクももうどこかわからない。
All right, we gotta use this. We gotta use the strings. Take the bullets out. Sew that shit up. This is crazy. Imagine cleaning this up. How the fuck do you clean up Venom? You know, like, what if you worked at this prison and you were like a janitor and you're like, fuck, you know, when you walk into work? Could you fucking imagine? The entire prison's covered in venom and deadly frogs. I would quit on the spot. Oh my god, there's absolutely no way in hell. You would have to pay me a lot of money to do this. This is crazy. But, like, does poison lose its effect if it's, like, oxidized? Is that the proper terminology for that? Like, if it's just sitting here, will it, like, not be as deadly, or will that always be a pain? Like, do we have to just hose this whole bitch down? Oh my god, logistically, this is exhausting.
ディスクを回収しました。
ありがとう。待ってたわ。探してくれるの。
Of course she fucking, look at her. Oh my god, she's just so good. I feel like if she was in Jotaro's shoes back in part 3, I feel like she would have also got the job done. I feel like she could have done it half the time, maybe. I don't know how, but I don't know. She's pretty quick with it. I feel like she's quicker with it than Jotaro was when he was her age. Well, I mean, I guess she's a little bit older than he was at that time too. It would have been close. It would have been. They're both very smart and very strong.
がディスクを探してくれるの待ってたわ。
Was that the act of futility?
殺す！悲しみ逆らいが！
すでに来ていたわ。スピードワゴン財団からの受け取り人が。
What the fuck, dude? This is great. This is a crazy one episode. Holy shit. They were just chilling. They were like, poison frogs, right? We got a pigeon with a fucking CD carrier. Unreal.
じゃあないぞ。何も変わりはしない。スタープラチナが戻ってもお前の父親はただのデクノボーだ。娘。
Your father remains a broken puppet. This terminology means that we can fix him. Even with Star Platinum, you could have just said, even with Star Platinum, your father's dead. All right, and he's never coming back. But you said, even if your father gets Star Platinum, he remains a puppet. Something puppet, whatever it was. So that means we can save Jotaro.
まだよ。気を失うのはまだ本体が近くにいるはず。ホワイトスネークの正体を調べて。
It's really disgusting that it goes like into your hand. You know, like the other stands didn't need to be part of like your body. I think there probably could have been one, like a few of them, but like this is again, it's gross. It's gross.
そしてスピードワゴン財団は空城城太郎のスタープラチナのディスクをゲットした。
Sick.
しかし記憶のディスクを手に入れなくては城太郎の心は戻らない。
That's okay. That is we can work with that. We're already at the end. Oh my god, dude, these episodes are great. This part is fun. I just don't feel the severity of the situation yet. Again, like there's been mobs and people like lives and like, you know, people are in danger. We need to escort a woman. There's a serial killer. Like the severity just doesn't feel as important as the other parts. I'm still having a good time and I still love the stands, but the stands and the situation wasn't as fun or entertaining. I probably wouldn't like this part as much, but I'm very excited to see how the rest of it goes. I'm still having a great time. I'm just verbal notes of just how I'm feeling. All right. So I'm very excited for the next 2-parter. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed the content, subscribe to Madables for more reaction content. See ya.